What's up, y'all? My name is Graylin James, and you are streaming the Melodies and Memories podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber.
Welcome to the Melodies and Memories podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, they connect melodies and memories with fans and singer-songwriters from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your hosts of the Melodies and Memories podcast, Jillian and Aaron Schreiber.
Hey, all right. Sorry we're a little late tonight. We were kind of just chit-chatting with our guests. I think that's the one disadvantage of having an in-studio guest.
Yeah. You just start getting comfortable and start chatting, and then you're like, oh, crud, we got to get
what
going.
time it is? We haven't sound checked yet. All right, guys, we're going to check the audio, make sure everything sounds good. If you're in the chat, give us a thumbs up. Let us know it's sounding good. And then we'll get ready to roll here in a quick second once we know. How's it on your end?
Sounds good on my end.
And I just got to say, I will be in trouble tonight if I do not do this before we start the show. But my son is in the chat, and he has his own YouTube page, Cryptic Steel 3. Check him out, or Cryptic Steel, but it has a 3 at the end. Check him out. Honestly, follow him. This kid plays Fortnite, loves it, and
he's really good at it.
Freaking good. Like, I want to put him up against some people and see how good he really is.
Yeah.
He's good.
All right, there's your shout out, kiddo.
I told you we'll do it. All right, y'all. I think we're getting ready to rock and roll.
All right, let's do this. Hello and welcome everyone to season 7 of the Melodies and Memories podcast. I'm your co-host, Jillian Schreiber.
And I'm your host, Aaron Schreiber.
Our mission tonight is to provide a platform for motivated singer-songwriters, passionate fans, or someone who's making a difference in and around the music community. We hope everyone listening leaves inspired with a positive outlook and begins connecting their own melodies to memories. Tonight we're presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution. Cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. One tree planted. For every 1,000 downloads of the show, we plant a tree with one tree planted. Download the show on your favorite podcast app. And pod decks. Pod decks are the hottest tool to get your next great interview. Unique interview questions in the palm of your hand. Our on-screen sponsors are Art on a Higher Wire by Joelle. Original and custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. If you're looking for ways to support or sponsor Melodies and Memories media, then please head on over to our Patreon page where tiers start at just $1 a month. The next best way to support the show is to like, share, and review on all podcast platforms. Remember, you can join us live every Monday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, where you can interact with the show, ask questions, or join in on the live chat with your favorite guests. Visit our website at melodiesandmemories.com for music news, concert reviews, and photos, playlists, and more.
Ooh, look at that. Nailed it. Did good.
Yeah, I feel like you changed the layout on me. No?
The font.
Yeah, that's what it was. Something threw my eyeballs off.
Yeah, I changed out the font on it.
That's all right.
That's funny. Man, you know what I just realized? Like, we come on here and go live right at 7. We kind of just BS talk a little bit, welcome everybody. I always edit that part out of the show every week. So the audio, when you listen to it streaming, they hear you first. Oh. Read all that. And then we just go right into the guests. I'm like, we never really like intro us. That's or talk before that. I'm like, we're going to have to start changing things up for our next season. We're almost close to the end of the season. So, all right, y'all, we are excited for tonight. This is going to be a fun one. We've done a few, this might be our 4th or 5th in-studio guest we've had. So we brought in a local
AKA
guy.
In basement.
But I don't know if this guy's going to be much longer because he's on the path that, I'm going to tell you, big things coming out of this guy soon. So
for sure.
Tonight we welcome in Bon Henry for episode 167, an incredibly gifted singer-songwriter hailing from the Windy City. Bon spent his early days strumming a guitar to now being an established singer-songwriter. Bon Henry's dedication to his craft has been unwavering, with a smooth and soulful voice that resonates with audiences of all ages. His lyrics come straight from the heart and leave a lasting impression. He attributes success to his strong work ethic and commitment to his family, always putting them first in his life. We are honored to discuss the melodies and memories tonight that make up Bon's journey. We're going to welcome on in. Oh, you don't get a countdown because you're in studio. Look at that. Normally the guests get a 3, 2, 1 on their screen before they come on. You didn't get that because you're here. Dude, welcome, man. This is fun because we actually could look at you and actually have a conversation.
I'm not having a hard time looking at you. I'm just staring at all this stuff. I'm like,
got the show off the museum.
It's a little overwhelming, right?
Good thing he's a Cubs fan because he liked the Cubs ball. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't really fly with Sox fans sometimes. So we converted you over. You wear socks, so it goes. But dude, welcome on. Like I said, we're excited to have you tonight, man. Dude, I was trying to look. I think it's been like 2 years now that we kind of first. Okay, you reached out on Instagram one time and we started talking. And I came out to Carol's and shot one of your shows, and dude, it's impressive because I saw these 3 guys up there, and I could have swore I was seeing like a 5-piece band the way you guys were playing, but it's only a 3-piece. I was like, damn, man, that's a big sound for these guys. So I want to throw it back, man. Just kind of growing up, man. What was being played around your house? What was your inspirations at a young age? Like your first music memory?
So my dad's a musician. He grew up in Tennessee, and just pretty much my entire life, all I've ever heard was Johnny Cash being played on a acoustic guitar. And so probably the first I was thinking about that. I remember the first song that I remember him playing me was actually the song "Green Green Grass of Home" by Porter Wagner. That and "Give My Love to Rose" by Johnny Cash. And I remember just being a kid and like those songs. I remember how sad they were. I used to like start crying when I would hear them. Like I just thought it was like it was like the end of the world or something, And then like I think that just pretty much in my family, my aunt, she taught me how to play guitar. And before she passed away, she taught me how to play guitar. My uncle was like the number 1 Elvis impersonator in the world.
That's cool. We had an Elvis impersonator at our wedding.
Was it Rick Sacido?
I have no idea, but I would not be surprised. We'll have to pull out our wedding album.
It was 12 years ago?
He trained that guy he was like his underling.
He
passed the torch of being
married
Elvis.
in Bristol, Wisconsin. So if he covers Southeast Wisconsin,
he's all in this area. So
okay.
Well, it very well could have been.
It might have been him.
And,
Small world.
My grandmother was a songwriter. She was very very poor and growing up. So one of the things that she told me she used to do was she would write songs and she would go over to Nashville because she worked in the Peabody Hotel, but she would write songs, go to Sun Studios, go to Nashville and sell them for nothing.
You're telling me she's from Tupelo, right?
Yeah, so she was
born
there.
Same street as Elvis. Lived on the same street.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
So like she claims, I don't know how true this is, there's a bunch of famous country songs that she had written that she sold because she was so broke.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if it's true, but
hey, you gotta do it.
That's what she claims.
That's crazy. So born and raised in Chicago, man. I love it. You spent some time outside the city. But is this crazy for you just growing up in this area? What was like kind of Chicago for you, like music wise? Would you ever listen to a lot of Chicago music at all or local stuff?
I mean, I don't even like when I was younger, I don't even know what like to me, like local. I didn't even really know there was like a scene really. Like when I was young, we used to go down in Memphis all the time, where my sister lived. And my mom would take us on to Beale Street and we would just literally go stand on Beale Street and listen to blues music till 2 or 3 in the morning as like little kids. So
must be some Beale Street.
Yeah.
Wow.
So your aunt taught you how to play guitar. How old were you?
I started playing when I was very, very small. I mean, since I don't remember a time when I wasn't playing it, and I still have that guitar. It's a Yamaha nylon string guitar.
Nice. And you remember where she got it from?
I have no idea. She just brought it to me one day and she gave it to me.
That's cool.
My first one came from Music Go Round. I'll never forget that.
So, yeah, I just remember they're like, "Here's your guitar."
That's awesome. So how did she teach you? I mean, was it YouTube videos, tablature books? I mean, how did you learn guitar? Like, kind of what was the methods?
Initially she would just come over every day and she would just sit and show me how to play just the chords. Mm-hmm. Basically, I learned playing chords first, and then more like not theory, but she would show me, like she would teach me how to play, Led Zeppelin solos, like Stairway to Heaven, stuff like that. And I learned a lot of that growing up. And then when she passed away, I kind of stopped playing. And then when I got a little bit older, I started playing it more and more because like my dad would teach me how to play too, but he was just a country strummer. He just played chords and sang, so he didn't really play any lead or anything. But obviously going to Beale Street, I wanted to be a blues soloist.
And then coming back to Chicago too. I mean, Chicago's home of the blues in a way, but it's just like I was gonna say that's where the blues influence between Memphis and Chicago, man. That's home.
Sure.
So when I was like, getting like a fake ID, I'd go to like Buddy Guys and stuff like that. So
Kingston
Mines, blues, stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's cool, man.
They never really carded you anyways.
Yeah, we used to live when we lived in Mississippi. We spent a lot of time in Memphis, man. This is going to like BB King's over there and stuff. And just, it was always cool because like there'd be people playing on the street, but damn, they'd be so damn good.
So many
dude.
talented people just playing everywhere.
Half of them,
such great music.
half of them be blind. I don't know why they are. I don't know if that was a thing, but no, I gotta say that half of them on Beale Street are always blind.
Stop it. Get
And
out.
they can play like none other.
Get out.
One of my favorite bands is North Mississippi All Stars.
Yeah,
oh man, I've seen them live so many times, man. They to me, I think they are the best live band you can ever like. They're they've been playing together their whole lives. They're brothers, but like there is no tighter band that I've ever seen.
They're good too.
They're just incredible,
and they're all over the place. No matter where you look, festival wise, or for years, you will see North Mississippi All Stars on that lineup somewhere.
The North Mississippi All Star live at Bonnaroo album. Yeah. Oh my god! I remember I bought it on Beale Street from this guy, and he goes, if I sell you this album, young one, don't come back to me when you get a speeding ticket. And I just laughed, and I was like, well. This is gonna be good.
I got a few.
Gotta be a good one.
There's a few speeding ticket songs I got. I'm like, okay, I got to slow it down a little bit. We always like to ask you your first concert experience that you remember, like kind of just like who was it and what did you kind of take away from just going there, if anything?
So growing up, my uncle Jim Jamet, he performed all the time, like county fairs, state fairs, and he actually played. I remember the first time I saw the Kentucky Headhunters. He opened for them.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so I saw my uncle play with the Kentucky Headhunters. I remember that.
Oh man, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Did you know then? Did you say, hey, I want to do something like that, or did you feel that at all?
I always just I always wanted to do it, but I just never thought I would ever be that good.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Dabble with it a little bit here and there. So, all right. Talk about a little bit about your uncle, man, because when I was researching for the show, he kept coming up. Like your uncle Jim, just kept coming up that name. And what kind of influence did he have on you, man? What kind of guy was he?
So my uncle Jamet was like, like I said, he was an Elvis impersonator, but he's probably one of the people that really showed me how to write songs because he was always writing songs. Like the first time I ever recorded an album, I recorded 5 songs at a studio. And at the time, the only reason I got to record them, he was recording this campaign. He was also like a golf pro. He was a golf hustler. So he would play golf against people for money all the time. Like he was an incredible golfer. And so he met all these like bigwigs playing golf. And I remember he was recording a campaign for Budweiser at the time where it was like he was going to take all these old videos of like famous rock shows on was that Dick Clark, right? The Beatles and all that. So I remember one of them was he was going to redo Only the Lonely by Roy Orbison, but it was going to be only Budweiser. And he did like 10 of these. And then he goes, okay, there's an hour left. You guys go in there and record for the last hour. Because his friends that he used to play with in this band called Scramble, they own the studio. And they, I think they were in that band, Casting Crowns, that Christian band.
Yeah.
I believe one of the guys that he used to play with was in that band. Or they recorded there or something. So it was like a really big, nice studio. And there was me, my cousin, and my brother. And he's like, all right, go in there and record.
That's cool.
Yes. But he was, he was like a larger than life figure. I mean, everywhere you went, everybody knew this guy. Like he knew everybody everywhere. Always playing, like every time we had a family party, he's playing guitar, singing songs. We just go to his house. He's like walking around writing songs and making his wife mad, singing about whatever she's doing, which is what I do today.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's cool.
Did he try to look like Elvis too? He was in person.
Well,
he had
the toupee for a while, and then I think he just gave that up. He just went
with the slick back,
with the bald head.
Oh,
he got rid of that. He went bald, so he had the toupee for a while, and then he went, forget it.
That's awesome. I bet you probably got sick of a little bit of Elvis music, though. No.
I mean, I'm still convinced that his real father is Elvis Presley because he looks just like him, and he did before he passed away. He looked just like him, and I've never heard anybody. I was just literally at a block party on Saturday. I played or a private event. I played this talking to these women, and these older women were like, "Yeah, I think we know your uncle. Remember him from back in the day." And I was like, "Yeah, I think he's like I've never heard anybody sing that close to Elvis in my life. Like he's dead. I mean, dead on." like singing
Wow.
wise. I'm like, yeah, maybe something happened.
Yeah.
awesome, man.
It crossed paths
Like that
somewhere.
movie. What is it? What is that movie? 3,000 Miles of Graceland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite Elvis song?
I like Mystery Train.
Okay. Mine's always In the Ghetto, just because it talks about Chicago.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was like, I gotta go with In the Ghetto because it talks about Chicago. Man, it's perfect. So we talked a little bit about Cash and who else kind of shaped your music growing up? Maybe kind of in our high school years. Because when you start getting to high school, at least for me, I listened to
Start
everything my parents
exploring.
didn't want me to listen to.
Yeah.
I
Same.
made sure I listened to that.
Yeah.
So like the heavy metal and all that good stuff. But kind of like when you got into a little older in life, who were you listening to?
When I was like younger, I was always all my cousins. I was always listening to like hip hop music.
Nice.
All just straight. I was like a big hip hop head. I listened to everything. And like I was a graffiti artist. I would like break dance and all that stuff. Like I was just fully into it, you know. And like you said, I mean, my parents didn't listen to that, but everyone around me was. So, you know, that's what I pretty much listened to, you know. Like, and then as I got older, I still listened to it, but you know, I started listening back to more country stuff once I started really playing guitar seriously, playing shows, and a lot of my early recordings were like kind of like Citizen Cope stuff. Like I had all the drum beats from like hip hop, and then I play acoustic guitar over it. So it's always there. Like, you know, like if you listen to one of my songs, Night Train, you could hear the 808s in the background.
Nice.
So
nice. So who's this in this picture with you and the guitar?
So that's my Aunt Janie right there.
Oh, I love that.
I found that picture. I was like, I have to use it.
Oh, that's a cool picture.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
buddy.
she's the one that would come over and teach me how to play guitar. She gave me that. There's another one where I have a little piano.
Let's say you're young. They're playing.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And then she upgraded me to the Yamaha, which I still have.
Nice, dude.
I love that
it.
you were surrounded by musical influences, you know, and that was such a part of your upbringing. I think
Yeah.
that's super cool.
I love that it was an aunt and uncle too. I don't think we've ever had it where an aunt and uncle was kind of like the more dominant musical in
Yeah,
the family because
yeah.
I mean I always looked up to my uncle in West Virginia. We had him on the show here last summer or something. I
Mm-hmm.
think we had him on the show and I always looked
He
up
was
to
a
him.
big
And it was really
influence for
cool.
you.
Big influence. He's the
Yeah.
one who got me into my first concert I ever saw and everything else was Kiss in '97. I was too damn young to be at a Kiss show. But at least back then I was. But they're a little different now. They're a little more family friendly now. But hey, whatever.
Love it.
So, dude, something that really kind of like when I first heard of you and started digging into you was your songwriting. It was really unique. It had a different style to it, I felt. And I really I love just listening to a lot of your songs. When did songwriting come around for you? Like, how old were you? When did you start writing? Did you write poetry or journals or anything before that?
I say probably the first thing I remember writing was so I used to go to this outreach program in the city. It was like a one of those programs to make sure you didn't join a gang, like shit like that.
I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
keep you off the streets.
yeah, it was like a keep you up. So it was called Midtown, and it was a really good program. I mean, I love the program. I think that today, I think every kid should go to it because they did some really cool stuff. Took us to concerts, took us to Symphony Hall. But one of the things that they did was they would bring people in like experts in like different fields. So one of the things that they did was they made us write like poetry about like whatever. So one time we had to write this poetry thing about our families, and I wrote this poem, and all the parents were crying at the thing that I wrote, and I was like thinking like, why are you crying? Like,
what is going on?
This is just the assignment they gave me. So then after that, I was kind of like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at this writing poetry thing. Just kept doing that just throughout high school. Just then I went to college, just kept writing. And pretty much once I decided I wanted to start doing songs, and that was it. Like I started writing more like structured songs. I always wrote journals and stuff like that, but then I was like, okay, let me sit down and figure out like how do you write a song kind of thing, And then I was probably like 18, 19 years old when I really started doing that.
Did you have any favorite songwriters around that time? Did you ever look at like, the liner notes and the CDs or cassettes or anything like that?
You want to know what's funny? This is kind of embarrassing, but I remember when I was like really getting into music, I would read through the thing and I'm like, man, who is this artist? Feat. This guy's on every track. And then I go, oh, that's featuring. I'm like, this guy has got to be a billionaire. He's on every song I've ever seen.
That's like, what's that? DJ
Oh,
Khaled,
that's
another
amazing.
one.
Yeah, and another one. Who's this Feat guy? This guy is incredible. I couldn't find him online. So
That's
That's amazing.
But
he was one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
he's on everybody's
He's everywhere.
Mainly, honestly, just listening to the Johnny, everything I listened to when I was a kid was Johnny Cash. So
Nice.
and if you listen to my songs, most of them are like stories and stuff like that.
That's what got me connected with music.
And that's pretty much
storytellers.
That's pretty much where I just started writing stories. Really, is what I kind of figured. And that was the easiest thing to do. I wasn't really trying to do anything really too clever, and then when I really started getting into songwriting, I remember the one thing that it stuck with me was from Tom Petty, and he said, don't bore us, get to the chorus. And he's like, you can write, basically, if you know how to write, you don't have to write 1,000 words. If you understand words, you understand how to write a song that had one word has 5 meanings in the song, and then that you leave it open for interpretation, and everybody can figure out what that song means to them. I think that's the best way to write a song.
Oh, absolutely.
Personally.
I think you connect with more people that way too.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Well, I mean, I like just talking about your songwriting a little bit, and it's just amazing. But your lyrics are very personal and heartfelt. And how do you decide, kind of, what experiences to take songs from? And have you ever had one where it was just really tough to write, but you knew you had to write it?
I'm trying to think. Probably where the road is, the last song I released. That's a song that was it's kind of about my life and all the things I've done and mistakes I made. And, it's very personal. And I mean, that's, to me, that song is, it's sums up pretty much my journey to this point. And, I think it's that was a hard one to really figure out what parts of my life are important enough to tell you, hey, here's something I did that was stupid. Here's something I did. Don't, you know what I mean? Kind of like a cautionary tale, but the story continues.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a hard one to figure out what parts to put in. The song that I just did, that I'm releasing soon, Poor Man's Dollar. That's another one, because it's about my dad and just trying to figure out how do you write a song about somebody that's honest, but in the end, you're trying to convey what in that song, what did this person go through? What are their experiences through my eyes? But obviously I don't know his side of the story. I know my what I've seen and all the things he's told me, you know what I mean? So you get a lot of it's just, that song is, to me, is he's told me all these stories, and this is basically what the stories he told me, the things that he's done. So it's kind of I'm trying to tell his story accurately, honestly, you know what I mean? Not incriminate him in any way.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that it's from your perspective too. From the way he told the story to you and how you interpreted that story, and you're retelling his now. So I think that's a cool perspective. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. So when did you really start playing shows, out and about? You still remember kind of your first earliest shows?
Yeah, actually I do. So I mean, I always, obviously my uncles doing all that stuff, I would sit in and play with them, but I never got to play, live or anything. And I remember, when I first started playing, I was man, I was very nervous about going to an open mic night. I'm I don't know, obviously people around you are oh yeah, you're really good. You should go do it. And then, so then I was really nervous. I'm I don't want to go to this. I'm not going to do it. Then one day my buddy, he was in a band, a heavy metal band of all things. He went to DePaul. It was called No Fate. And he's actually a music producer now. Nice. But he was hey, our opening act dropped out. Do you want to open for us? Just do an acoustic show. And I'm all right. So that was it. I didn't have an excuse at that point. I showed up, played the show. Then that was it. And then, I got nothing but positive feedback. Nice. And then I was all right, I can do this.
I was gonna say, how did an acoustic show go before a heavy metal band? I'm that could be iffy with the crowd at times.
It was good because I played a lot of old country stuff. Okay. And I think there is definitely an overlap between Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard and stuff like that. A lot of the metalheads are they listen to that kind of
think
stuff.
When Cash released Hurt, changed the game a lot too, because he took a Nine Inch Nails song and made it his own, and dude, it changed everything. I think
that was probably around the time that I really started playing, was about right around there.
It's mid to late 90s or so.
Yeah, it was like right 2005 maybe.
Okay.
So that was about. I mean, that was like that song was still popular.
Yeah.
I remember that. So
Yeah, I feel like that was like kind of one of those turning points in like music over the years was when he put that song out. I was just like, just thinking about it makes your hair stand up
oh,
on
that
your
video,
arms.
dude. If you watch that video, you're just like,
Yeah, it was right before he died. Too.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
so
crazy.
about that.
that's an eerie video to watch.
So you got to play at House of Blues in Chicago, which I bet you that was a lot of fun. Any other places you played in and around? I know you played our buddy Dave Canavan's place at Emerald Isle a few times here and there. And have you played out of Windy City yet? Or no, what was that? What not Windy City? What's that one he has in Wrigleyville? Wrigleyville North.
Yeah, I've played there.
Yeah.
Played Wrigley North. I mean, I've played pretty much I would think we've done it all. The Metro.
Nice, dude. I was playing the Metro because that's like
cool.
that place has history, dude.
Kind of iconic, yeah.
We played House of Blues. I think we played Martyrs. Pretty much all the mid-level places we've done it all. They're all cool. House of Blues, I mean, probably my favorite just because it was a big show. The venue is just incredible. Everything like the backstage is cool.
Yeah.
You drive underneath the lower whacker to get in there.
Yeah.
There's like craters, potholes on the ground. You like
It's terrible.
crashing into it, like trying to get in.
It's terrible.
But
Parking's terrible there.
yeah.
It's all terrible.
We'll be there Thursday.
It's a
night.
cool venue,
We'll be there
Oh, it's
but
awesome.
everything getting there is awful.
Yeah, we're shooting a rap show there Thursday night.
Carol's
so
is
it'll be interesting.
cool. The one you came to, I like
Yep,
Carol's.
Carol's is cool.
Carol's is probably one of my favorite places right now in Chicago. I mean, I love Joe's. Don't get me wrong, but I think Dave and Ed.
It's
in
more
Chicago
intimate.
have changed the game too, but I like Carol's just because no matter who's there, it always has a crowd.
Yeah.
They have so many locals and regulars that show up there. I mean, they're always bringing a crowd into that place, which is awesome.
I mean, I told my uncle I was playing there. He's like, Carol's, that place is dangerous.
Well, you
Back
used to
in
have
the
chicken
day.
wire
yeah,
over
Yeah.
there.
He just had the chicken wire. He's like, we used to go in there and brawl and fight people there. I'm like, I don't think that's the same crowd that's there anymore, man.
No,
Yeah.
we've heard stories about
Mhm.
Carol's too. When he told me that the first time, I'm like, wait, what? We're
Yeah.
going where?
They used to have chicken wire in front of the stage
Mhm.
and all that stuff, man. That's just heard some crazy stories about that place. But no, they cleaned it up. It looks nice. I love Isle. Emerald Isle is amazing. He's got to get a little better lighting
It's hard for shots.
photos. But it's always fun, man. He does good things there. Always had some good acts. I wish he would do another songwriters event. He did the songwriters round there at one time, but
Yeah.
everybody was just too damn noisy. I know he kept yelling at
I think,
everybody.
what was it? Austin Edwards came on stage
Yeah, I
and
think
told
it was-
everyone, shut the fuck up.
What did he really?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
But even Dave
Good
wore
for-
a shirt that said,
I remember Dave's shirt.
Is-
Sorry, my
"Is the band interrupting your conversation?"
Yeah.
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 I remember that shirt. That was a cool shirt.
Actually, the picture we're showing is you at House of Blues, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. That's cool shit. I love that, man.
Good for you.
So, has
That's
there been any shows you played over the years that have been memorable? And then on the other side of the spectrum, that you just said, I cannot wait for this damn show to be over with?
Yes. I played a show one time at Uncle Fatty's.
Okay.
So what happened was one of my buddies, my old bass player, my old band, he was in another band before, and they were called Main Street Minority,
Okay.
and they were doing a charity event, and so they rented the place out. And they didn't tell us was the charity event ended at like 8:00, and so they're like, "Oh, you're gonna play at like 8:30." So we show up, and there's these people there. They're like, they're like, "Where are what's that band called?" There's a cover band. I think it's Spasmatics. I think that was
they're
like-
in Nashville all the time.
yeah, I think that was the
Yeah.
band. They were supposed to be scheduled to play or something, and then they got canceled because there was like a miscommunication.
Oh,
And so all the people were furious that we were there. They were just screaming at us like, "Get off the stage!"
Oh no! So they thought someone else was going to be
Yeah,
there.
and they're like, "Where are the
Oh.
Spasmatics?"
Dude, they have a following. They have like a cult following,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they were not
Well,
happy.
clearly they were pissed they
So
weren't there.
we played for like 30 minutes, and then the owner was like, "Listen, you guys, we're just gonna have the DJ finish. Like, these people are gonna get nuts." So, so we just left.
Oh wow!
You still got paid, though, right?
It was a no because it was supposed to be a charity
It was
event.
a
It was supposed to be
charity
free.
event. You donated your time.
Damn, dude. Even worse.
So we just packed up and got out of there. It was like, never mind.
So what's been your most memorable show? Like the one that you've said, this has been, I was at the top of my game. The audience was into it. What's been like the one that you've taken away the best or the most?
Probably, I don't know. Like I would say probably the first time we played House of Blues is probably
Nice.
my biggest, most memorable show. Most people, biggest stage, best audio. Pretty much, I think that was probably it.
Did you see any concerts at the House of Blues before you played there?
Oh yeah.
So it was kind of like a full circle moment.
Yeah. So I mean, I would always go to see concerts
Yeah.
there. I saw Train there before they ever got
Oh, yeah.
popular.
I saw him at the Metro.
Oh, okay.
I saw Train at the Metro. But I forgot Splendor or somebody opened up for him. They were awesome, but dude, that was crazy to like seeing them at that little ass place.
I think we were talking about the other day. Amory was like, "Yeah, we opened for Train when they first with Swizzle Tree. They opened for Train when they first started like playing around Chicago." He's like, "Yeah, we opened for them before they became huge."
And that was cool.
Wow.
You and I were talking about Swizzle Tree earlier because you've actually seen Swizzle Tree before and you don't even know it. But, when we first started dating, we used to always go and see Lucky Boys Confusion all the time.
Yeah.
And Swizzle Tree opened for Lucky Boys.
Okay.
And he knows all the guys from Lucky Boys too. And
Sure.
so we kind of had a little full circle moment just talking about Lucky Boys and Swizzle Tree.
Yeah,
and all
we've
those
seen them
guys.
quite a bit.
I'm gonna invite Stu to be on the show one of these days, but I've been waiting for a good time to see because he always has good stories too. So I was like, man, he's an interesting dude. I don't know. You ever met him before?
I never met him. I met his brother, Sarong.
Yeah.
He's actually I just heard one of his songs. He's doing like this new. He's got a bunch of new songs coming out recently too that were really cool.
Nice, dude.
Because he does that like almost. It almost reminds me of like System of a Down.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Because he fuses the Indian,
Yep.
the ragas in there, and it's very different. It's really cool though.
I know. Well, Stu put a few like twists on a couple Lucky Boy songs, which sound like more of like Indian music and stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
dude. Some of those songs. Masala was one of them. I remember that song. That was one of my favorites. So, well, dude, we talked a little bit about kind of just like, what did you go to college for?
I got a bachelor's of science and a bachelor's of art.
Cool. Well, that's why I was gonna see if you had any other creative outlets other than music. But you talked about being a graffiti artist, and now you went to school with art. So
yeah,
tell me a little bit about your artist side, your drawing side, and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I used to write graffiti back in the day, drawing stuff. I really liked, I draw all the time still. I do. I got hundreds of sketch pads, and I really like doing like anime and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's pretty much, I used to draw probably every day. I used to get in trouble at school because they would be like, why aren't you listening? I'm like, I'm not bothering anybody. I'm just sitting here drawing comic book stuff. You're not paying attention to us.
I figured you had like an artist side to you when I first saw one of your guitars and you had all the stickers all over. I was like, dude, this guy has some stuff.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy locally here. He used to always draw on his guitar. I forgot his name, but he always would play at Genesee Theater. And all of his guitars he just hand drew all over and did amazing artwork on them.
I wanted to do that, but I'm always like, man, if I take the lacquer off, I'm always afraid I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
But I do have one guitar I got actually from my uncle Jamet. And I remember when I took it into the guitar, they're like, I can't believe you did this. It's like a 1960 something Gibson SG Junior, and my uncle got he found it somewhere and he gave it to me. Some like garage sale, the guy sold it for like $50, and so he gave it to me. Luther Dickinson signed it. So what I did was I put a piece of tape over where he signed it. And then I splatter painted the whole thing like Jackson Pollock style. Yeah. And I have that guitar. I really don't play it, but because when I got it remade, they couldn't really it was really hard to find the original hardware for it and stuff like that. So it doesn't really sound that great, but it looks really cool.
Oh, yeah,
that's cool though. And it's got a memory.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's cool.
Definitely. My dad has an old guitar. It's like a peace logo on it. You ever see that guitar in their house? That's funny. That's a memorable guitar too, for sure. So living in Chicago, we talked, you were in Arizona, California for a little bit. In Chicago now, you put a couple of our writers rounds down in Nashville. Do you have the itch at all? Do you think you're going to jump ship one day and call Nashville your home? Or do you think that you can be happy staying here in Chicago?
No, I mean, my plan is to move to Tennessee. Back, I mean, I think that Chicago's it's like one of those things. It's like it'll always be here, But it's just hard because there's so much. There's like you said, there's only like 3 or 4 guys really doing anything with country music here, and it's like more like it's more like a destination for bigger people. So it's like hard to really get your name out there and stuff like that. So Hopefully in the next year or two, probably move to Nashville, somewhere outside of it.
Your songs and your style fits perfect with those writers' rounds, do not? If you play a couple of more of those writers' rounds, your name's gonna get out there. Early, we'll let it slip right now. July 9th, we're back in Nashville. Bond's with us, so there you guys go. That's the first artist we announced for the lineup. But we have another writers' round coming up. We're excited for. But dude, just seeing you as our last two, it's just been awesome, and to see the growth that we've had from the first one to the second one you're on, and it's just really cool to hear your music, dude. I know you're building a fan base one by one too, which is the way you got to do it these days.
Yep,
for sure.
So because that one person's going to tell three more and keep.
I was
on.
listening to you guys talk about the Eric Church concert in the parking lot, and I was like, that's pretty much
what you got to do.
We played a concert in Wisconsin on the back of a semi trailer. at a roadhouse.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy, man.
But that's the thing. You just keep going and keep going, and then 3 turns into 6, and then into 12, and then into 24, and you just keep going.
And it's too is like you have to be and I'm sure you interview so many people and you deal with so many different like artists and stuff. Like you remember that experience. I remember when I got that guitar signed by Luther Dickinson, I was just like, he came out of his bus, him and his brother. They came, they talked to us, they signed it. They hung out with us for like an hour. We were just talking music. That's it. We're talking about, I was like, Dickie Betts. And he's like, you got to listen to Dickie. He was like, we're like going back and forth. Like, you got to listen to Dickie Betts' son's new band. Like, you got to listen to this. And I'm like, no, you got to like, and that's like, that's how you have to, people remember that kind of stuff, and like sometimes some people are just, I don't know. They like, it's like hearing you talk about Eric Church, like to this day, he's still the same guy that like you could just sit there and have a beer with the guy and talk to him.
That's like we're kind of just right before I was telling Jillian, right before we went live, he kind of, I mean, the way it looked, he had a fan club party in Nashville, and it's everybody on Facebook and everywhere else is throwing fits about it because the way they ran the fan club party for him was they ran it through like a meet and greet, like you would be going to a show. So you went on his website, it'd be like you're applying for a meet and greet. And they just did it that way because it was easy. It was easy to be able to draw how many winners they had for the show. But then when everybody got the email saying that they won the fan club entry, it said meet and greet on it. And they forgot to take that wording out. So everybody thought Eric was showing up to his fan club party on Saturday. They get there, they pay $150. They get an autographed poster, a t-shirt, a koozie, maybe some free whiskey, some free food, and no Eric. Everybody leaves and they were pissed off. I was like, it says meet and greet. Well, in true Church fashion, the way he's always been himself, he comes out today, puts out a statement, says, no, if you're there, I'm sorry, I miscommunication, but you come out on the tour. We can't give you tickets, but you come out on tour, I'll give you a meet and greet. Yeah. So everybody that was at this party on Saturday is getting a free meet and greet now. And it's just awesome. And it's just cool. So it's
just a larger scale, but he's still trying to connect with people like individually, hey, but just on a bigger. It's harder to do a bigger scale. I can only imagine, my God.
You're selling out arenas. It's not
not easy to do stand outside the bus anymore,
You go outside, you start a literal riot. I mean,
for sure. Oh, I don't even.
You ever see that video of John Mayer when he was like, he used to put the bear costume on. You remember that? And he'd walk through the. You ever see that?
I don't think I ever saw that. No.
He would put a bear costume on and he would walk through the parking lot when people are tailgating and talk to people.
Yeah, and they'd have no idea.
They didn't know it was him, and he'd be like, "This guy sucks. Like, why are you watching this guy?" And people would get mad, and he'd take the hat off. Like that's kind of how you got to do it.
That's hilarious. I
you got to tell Eric Church. Tell Eric Church to do that next time.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
He did on his last tour.
What was it?
He had a wig on, didn't he?
It wasn't Double Down. It was whatever it was. The center Heart and Soul tour. There was a couple of them. He went, and actually a couple of friends of mine that was on the show. He put a wig, an usher jacket on, all this stuff, and went up in like the cheap
nosebleeds
and gave people wristbands for a pit. But they didn't know it was him at first. They thought it was like an usher.
Oh, see, that's cool.
And then he took off the wig, and they were like, "Holy shit, it's Eric Church!"
Yeah.
And he ran a couple people down in parking lots in Green Bay and said, "Hey, you want some tickets or some pit tickets?" And he was pretty good doing all that stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I
feel that's true. Like to connect with people, like for people to take the time to connect to your music, you have to connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try to give them the opportunity to hear who you are.
And that's kind of like where this podcast was born in a way, because we started a little bit right before 2020, before COVID hit, and then all of a sudden shows were done, everything else, and artists were looking for platforms. They're like, all right, well, we need to go and do something. And we had a platform to offer them, and we were just interviewing fans of Eric Church, and we went into a singer-songwriter podcast, and which I love because we've had some great guests on, dude. So, man, what does the rest of the year look like for you? We're halfway through now. We're in June. What kind of shows you got coming up? Are you releasing any? You said you got a new song coming out. Tell us a little bit about what's going on for you.
Well, I'm gonna release this new song, "Poor Man's Dollar," Ballad of Donald Lee. Then I'm gonna record my next song, which is called "Girl Dad." I played it at the last writers round.
Yeah.
Which I know that's a good song because Adam Church came up to me and was like, "Bro,
yeah.
He like can't. He's like, hey, we gotta start working together." And I'm like,
dude.
"Let's
Adam's
do it,
cool,
bro."
dude.
Yeah.
Adam's cool,
so
dude.
me and him connected, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, you gotta record that one." And I was like, "All right." And yeah, so I mean, I'm playing. I've always got shows like like I get random texts. Hey, Dave texts me, "Hey, can you fill in tonight?"
Yeah,
so I just pop in. I got a show at I think 24. I got it at Smoke Show in Naperville. I'm playing there. 27. I'm playing like an afternoon show. It's someplace called Old Republic in Elgin.
Okay.
I've never heard of it. It looks really. I saw it online.
I was born in Elgin.
That's Aaron's stomping ground. I haven't heard.
They got like a whole stage and everything. It's really cool. I'm sure I'll be at the IO. I'm usually there once a month. Hopefully more shows in Nashville. I'm trying to line up more stuff that week. I was trying to do the whole week of July for the going into the 9th, but I'll be there the 6th, the 7th, 8th, 9th. So like 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully maybe I'll get something else down there.
Cool.
Then,
if I see any other rounds or anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll try to reach out to some guys and be like, hey, you guys got anything going on?
Because I was gonna do I was gonna leave the 3rd, but just scheduling conflict, I wasn't able to go 3, 4, or 5. So now we're just gonna go the 6, 7, 8, 9. We got an Airbnb, and yeah. So I mean, but I'm always playing around. I mean, if you follow me online, Bon Henry Music or bonhenry.com. Most of my stuff I post on Facebook or Instagram.
You still use YouTube a lot?
YouTube, I don't, to be honest with you, I really have no idea how to use YouTube. I know how to upload. I don't understand their social features on there at all.
I don't either.
I have no clue what they're trying to do. So I post videos on YouTube all the time. I do cover songs, whatever people send me messages. Hey, have you ever done this? I started doing that because people would always ask me, they're like, hey, I like the way you play that song better.
Yeah.
So I started doing it, and then it just started snowballing. I just keep doing them. People send me messages all the time. Hey, will you do this song? Will you do that song? And then I just keep putting them out there. And
what about TikTok? Do you do TikTok?
TikTok, yeah. Bon Henry Music on TikTok. I do. I mean, I post on whatever sites exist. Pretty much Twitter.
Sure.
So if you're scrolling through your personal TikTok, what side of TikTok did you wind up on?
Conspiracy theories.
Mine shifts. Mine's usually like mom, and then I fall into that conspiracy theory. I've been following the alien, the recent alien thing.
To music.
Yeah.
What if I told you 50,000 years ago aliens came to? That's pretty much my conspiracy.
Yeah, I tend to fall on that.
My buddy told me, he goes, every time you log on, he goes, I'll be watching TikTok. He goes, he's like a contractor. He goes, I get construction videos. He goes, the minute you log on in TikTok, have you ever seen the Anunnaki? He goes, I know you're online because those videos start getting sent to my feed.
I love it.
I was like, have you seen the Anunnaki? That's real,
funny.
bro. It's real.
That's amazing.
Man. What was it? Jackson was telling me about Logan Paul and all this. What was that you telling me? All these alien stuff.
Oh, the
and
alien story with Logan Paul. Yeah.
The aliens are coming in June.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, dude, I don't know. My dad always thinks the aliens built the pyramids. He watched that Ancient Aliens stuff.
His
my
dad,
God.
this is just a short, we went for our tasting for our wedding. And we invited both of our parents. This was 12 years ago, however long ago we were married. And our parents had met, but not really like sat down and had like a full meal or whatever. And his dad talked about aliens the entire time and how aliens built the pyramids. And my parents were like, who are you married to?
You need to, we'll do a podcast. Me and your dad, and we'll talk about aliens the whole time.
I took my dad to Americana Fest in Nashville last year.
He loves it.
And on our way down, we had to listen to Bob Lazar on the Rogan podcast.
Oh yeah,
we had to watch or listen to that all the way down. I think we played it twice. I'm like, all right. I don't
listen
know,
to me.
They
erased his records.
He gets so into
I got the documents.
He'll tell me stories for days. I was like, all right, Dad, let's do this. Let's go find them.
Infowars.com.
That was another thing. We're gonna wrap up here in a minute, but we were talking a little bit before we went live about paranormal and ghost hunting stuff, and I took my dad out, dude. Like, I went to a couple like these old, like ancient. Well, one of this place was at the Bel Air House in Ohio, around Ohio River by West Virginia, and I took my dad there for a couple of nights, and dude, he swears he had like a little girl whisper in his ear and all this other stuff. Just to hear him tell these stories. And that was like another thing. We were at a family reunion in November at my cousin's house. And over here, my dad sat at the table telling him all these ghost stories.
All these ghost stories.
Stuff that he witnessed and he felt. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Dude, I'll show you. I'll find it on my phone when we're done. I used to play every Tuesday night at a place called Dillinger's in the city. It used to be called Toasted Ox, and it was Lucille's before that. Every person that's ever worked there has said they've seen a ghost. It's haunted. Dude. This girl that used to work there, she took a picture of her friend sitting at the bar. In the background of the picture, inadvertently, there's a woman wearing a Victorian purple dress, 100% a specter.
Oh my
I'll
God,
show it to you.
I have to see it.
I've never believed in that. I've never believed in it. I saw that picture and I was like, holy shit, that's a ghost.
Yeah, I have to see it.
Dude, we're gonna have to do a big show in October because, like,
I think that would be fun to do a paranormal month.
This is the second time or the second guest in like 3 weeks we've
that are like super
stories.
Well, here's the thing: not everybody talks about it because then they think that people think they're like, you know.
So we had, I think it was Drew Green on. Was it Drew Green that we talked about a couple weeks ago?
I think so, and he was like super into it.
So Kip Moore did a podcast with Bobby Bones a couple years ago, and he had his old house he was living in, and up in the attic, he swore this place is haunted. He'd be up in the attic writing. He said it'd be like a whole party going on downstairs. He'd go downstairs, there's nothing. Like he'd hear music, dance, and all this stuff. Go downstairs and hear nothing. I'm like, dude. I'm like, that's why I highly doubt I can ever get Kip Moore on the show. But dude, to have some stories out of him would be badass. I know like Hardy's talked about some haunted stories and stuff. I was like, we should do one. When I was running around with the paranormal team, I always wanted to do a YouTube video or a YouTube like episode
like a show
video where I would grab like a country singer or a singer-songwriter, and we go to these haunted places and we would explore it together, and we'd have them play music inside the place too. Because I always thought music drew whatever these spirits or energy or whatever it is. I always thought music drew them out too. So I was like, man, that'd be cool.
I'll get my if you really want to do that, I'll get my buddy, the guy I know that's a ghost hunter. Boy, you better go down there. You better be afraid of what's alive up here. So that's pretty much.
That's funny.
Yeah, there was a terrifying experience, but we got through it.
Okay. I'm sorry to say,
I know you say our house is haunted. We're talking about ghosts, and we lose our feed.
Did you see what happened?
We totally lost our feed. I know. I saw. I know. I was like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me!"
I tell you, this house has been haunted for how long? We're sitting here telling ghost stories, and our whole system just went out.
Yeah.
Y'all are watching. Whoever's out there watching, you guys saw it. We saw it on Facebook. I got the feed right here. Every camera just went out. We just lost our signal. Dude, I'm telling you, dude.
Well, my first thought was, oh crap, did I not pay the bill? Did we lose the internet?
All right, so we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna move on to our Powered by Poddex, our sponsored part of the night.
Are we back?
We're back. We're good. We're good.
Back. So we pulled a couple cards earlier. This is our sponsored part. What was the first band t-shirt you felt super cool about wearing to school? Let's go to high school. The first band shirt you wore like to high school.
High school, I had a Kanye West college dropout shirt.
Hell yeah.
But I got that shirt when he first blew up in Chicago, and the original gray one with the bear on it with the skyline.
I bet that's worth some money.
I think mine, I was trying to think when I saw this card come up, I was like, dude, I don't know. I think mine was Grateful Dead Lithuania shirt from like the mid 90s, dude. Wow. I still have it in the crawl space back here. I have like a bin of shirts. It was like a Grateful Dead Lithuania special edition shirt.
I have a Grateful Dead shirt. I had one too.
Nice, dude.
What do you think was
the
my
tie dye one? I thought it was like the
Billy
coolest.
Ray.
Huh?
I have that picture of you in that Billy Ray shirt.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah. Achy breaky heart.
I got that.
He had the mullet and everything and the red jacket.
He was the man back then.
Oh, dude, I want to tell you, there's a picture right back there of us and Billy Ray on the top shelf, dude. That's little Noah Cyrus back there too. Dude, in the mid '90s, late '90s, my mom was obsessed. She took me to shows. I've probably seen Billy Ray every bit of 100 times. I got to know the guy real well. There's a couple of things coming down the stairs too of Billy Ray that I have down here, but dude was awesome. And I always tell anybody, if they want to go look at Billy Ray, look at After Achy Breaky and Before Hannah Montana. That was some of his best work, like Trail of Tears, stuff like that. Words by Heart. Those are the best songs, but they never got any recognition. Those songs, like it just was dead after Achy Breaky, and then Miley revived everything, and everything went to hell after.
Well, he did Old Town Road too.
Yeah, well, that's one screwed up thing, dude. I'm sorry to say.
I mean, the kids liked it.
Yeah, that's a wild family though. Those guys.
Yeah.
I like that he was the guy that did that though.
Yeah.
They were like,
of all people.
They were like, well, this can't be on country radio. There's no country singer on it. And Billy Ray Cyrus was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah. He raised his hand. I like this.
It. Yeah,
that's cool.
I mean,
that's
hey,
cool.
It was a catchy tune. I was like, whatever.
It's a good song.
It was catchy for the time it was.
You know how many
out?
times people ask me to play that song? I'm like, I honestly don't know that song.
No.
What's the strangest request you got other than Old Town Road?
Man, I'm trying to think. Oh, on Saturday, this lady wanted me to play the Pina Colada song. She just kept yelling, "Play Pina Colada song," and I'm like, "Which one?" Like Garth Brooks, 2 Pina Colada? No, the other one.
I love it, dude.
I'm like, I don't know that song. I'm sorry. She's like, just try it.
How many Freebirds do you get all the time?
Freebird, no, not really. But when I played the Isle 2 weeks ago, this guy goes, these actually really cool, like 20 people. They literally stayed the whole time. They just kept requesting songs. And I'm
That's cool.
Hey, if I go, if you say a song and I know it, or if I can even think the melody, I'll play it. I just look up the tab, I'll play it. This guy goes, hey, we're going to go see Morgan Wallen. He goes, just play Last Night by Morgan Wallen. I said, I don't know that song. He goes, just play it anyways. And I'm like, I don't know how to play it at all. Like I can't, I don't know the melody. He goes, just play the chords and say the first part, and all these women at this table will sing it. I'm like, well, what if they don't? What do you want? He goes, I'll sing it. I'm like,
amazing.
all right.
Did you try it?
No, I was like, no. Then his friend goes, can you play Shania Twain? I go, honestly, I don't know any Shania Twain. She goes, why don't you just look it up and I'll sing it? And I was like, can you sing? She's like, kind of. I'm like, maybe we won't do that.
Why as well as Shania can now these days.
Well,
anyways.
she probably thought she could sing at that point in the night.
So, I was like, how about we just? So then I just played a Zach Bryan song, and they all went ape shit. So,
dude, that guy's talk about
That's
game
another one,
changers. Zach
yeah.
Bryan's changes the game, man. He's gonna be up in Milwaukee here. We're gonna be out of town though. I was gonna look
Yeah.
into try and cover it, but no. So, all right, our second card was, and this is a good one, man. Do you ever struggle with self-doubt about your music career or abilities? If so, how do you overcome that in order to keep going?
yeah, I mean, it's tough because like right now I'm working on releasing this song, and it's like we were talking about earlier. I'm like, what do I need to do to get to the next level? Like, I don't think there's, especially when you play these writers rounds, you see so many people out there. They got so much talent. They're so good at certain things. And especially when you know country music, like the way things work out, like sometimes you're like, hey, like Willie Nelson, like, well, we don't want you to, we just want your songs. We don't want to hear you sing. You suck. And then like, he's like, no, I don't. I'm going to, and then he becomes Willie Nelson. And it's tough because like every time I release a song, I'm like, I know the song's good because like I play like 10 songs, right? I'll write 10 songs and I'll go to my producer Amory and I'm like, hey, which are the best songs? And he doesn't bullshit me. This song sucks. This song sucks. This song's good. So we only pick the best songs. And then it's like you put it out there and it's like, oh, you got 1,000 streams. Like, oh, great. And then it's like, what do you do? And then, I watched this video of T-Pain the other day, and he's like talking about how he makes more money off gaming than music. But he was like, when I would put out a single, he said he had to put like $1 million into marketing a single of his own money. And I'm like, well, I don't have $1 million.
Yeah, right.
And what's the return investment on that?
Even if you did, would you want to put that much into it?
And then what do you get out of it? So it's like, it's just tough because like it's like, you do get that moment of doubt because you're like, well, what am I doing wrong that this guy, it's not like what this guy did this, how do I get there? Like Zach Bryan, right? Like you put it, I don't know the whole story. I don't necessarily believe that he just happened to upload a song on YouTube and just happened to get 10 million hits. And like, that's kind of like
crazy.
I don't know if that's really what happened, but I feel like he probably had somebody at a label that knew him because he was always on Warner. That's when remember that controversy? Like, he's signed with Warner. They're like, he's always been signed with Warner. Like, what are you talking about? But like, you know what I mean? Like, they do craft these narratives, but it's like, you need to, like, we were talking about that earlier. I'm like, I don't know how to do any of that kind of stuff. I don't know how to get somebody to do that. So I think it's every time I release a song, I'm like, oh shit, like, I hope it's good. Like, but you know, I mean, you really just get to the point where you just start realizing, like, I just got to just keep releasing them. So I think I read this thing that this A&R version said you have to release 33 songs before one song will break.
Oh, wow.
That's what their average was per artist. So like, if you're out there releasing songs, think about that. You got to release 33 songs. So that's 3 albums at least or more.
Yeah.
Now,
if you're Morgan Wallen one.
Yeah, if you're Morgan, or right, that's 1 album.
Crazy.
You know, so that's, yeah. I mean, there's always doubt, and but you just gotta like, you like when you get to a certain level, you know you're good. Like you're out here playing. You're out here in the game. Like if you're in the game, you can play. You know what I'm saying? You're not on the sidelines. You're in the game. You just got to keep playing and see what happens.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's great.
It's cool because you just never know, and that's what we were talking about earlier with podcasts. We've done 167 of them, but I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens. I mean, one day one might just hit and get 1,000 downloads or whatever, and then we go off from there. But I do the same thing with photos, dude. Like a lot of the photography I do, I don't really charge for at all right now because I feel like once I can get enough portfolio built up and I get out there, I'll be good. I'll be good to go, and I'll be all right. I mean, in a year or so, it'll start clicking. I feel, but I still got to work at it. You got to keep grinding. You just got to keep working hard. And I just don't give up. And I think that was like kind of my downfall with a lot of things too. Like when I look at like self-doubt is I've tried a lot of endeavors over the years, but I never stuck to anything. Like at 4 or 5 years, it didn't work out. I moved on to something else. That's why I'm like, you know what? This I want to stick with for a little bit and try out because I love it. It's around music. And hey, if I'm happy doing it, that's all that matters. And
it's like we were talking about authenticity. Like if you can tell, like there's certain people, it's like, there's like, if you're not authentic about what you're doing, it's just so obvious. And like knowing you, and obviously this place is incredible. So it's like, I know, like when I talk to you, like you're like, you love music. You love everybody. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of, like we're talking about Billy Ray Cyrus. Like,
yeah,
like it's just, it comes off and it's like, if you stick with it, like I was telling you about my cousin, like he's like, yeah, we just stuck with it. And then next thing you know, boom, we're there where we want to be. But it's like, you can't give up, Like I came to the crossroads of like, I was either going to go to medical school or I was going to keep playing music. And so then I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to go $300,000 into debt right now. So,
right. And that's the truth.
I'm like, and you know what, to be honest with you, like, this is what I love to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing this.
Oh yeah, dude. You're good at it too.
Yeah. Good for you.
Hell yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to our fun part of the night. We call this Melodies and Memories. I picked 5 songs that we're gonna pick, and we're gonna see if you have any connection with it. I kind of made the first one a little easier. Hit the other one. I had it, man. You're a Chicago boy, and that's why I asked earlier. I mean, you're Cubs, right? I figured you were, but dude, when you hear that song, where does it take you?
Game 7, World Series. Yeah. I was there. I witnessed it.
I'm jealous.
Were you in the? You were in the.
I was in the stadium.
We were talking about before we went live. I was like,
second row, upper deck. I was there.
Wow.
How and when did you score those tickets?
So, literally, we were driving there. My cousin, and my best friend at the time. We were like, "Hey, we got to go to this game," and so my buddy's like, "Hey, we got to go." We're like, I call him up. I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey," he's a construction worker. He goes, I called my boss. I'm not coming in. Let's go. So like my cousin picked us up. We just drove straight through. And on the way there, my cousin was like, "Here, take my credit card." So he runs a company. He's like, I don't give a shit what it costs. Put it on my credit card. Okay. We're like, all right, if you're paying for the tickets, let's go.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I think it actually was funny because he went to all 7 games. He paid $6,000 to go to game 6 per ticket. So he took his dad. We only paid $1,500 a ticket in Cleveland.
No, ain't bad.
No, we're like, dude,
for that,
yeah. We're like, let's do it.
Yeah, I am going to Wrigleyville and doing the whole thing, and that was a fun night. Yeah, I do it all over again. I do it in a heartbeat. It was just so many people down there, and just so wild and so crazy, and just everybody coming together, and it was just
Dude, that I don't think I've ever felt that sick in my life is when he hit that home run in the 8th inning
and bounced off the camera.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, this is not happening.
Dude, it's suspenseful. That whole
and then the rain
series.
delay. You're like, this is nuts.
It was meant to happen that way.
Yeah,
It was meant to keep it Cubs fans
till
in
the
suspense.
very end.
We waited
like
so long, and like, you're gonna wait a little longer, fuckers.
Yep.
So
That's cool.
no, dude, it's really cool. When I hear that song, the same thing. It takes me back to that game and all over again. I just love that. All right, go ahead and hit the green one. So Isabel, Cover Me Up, dude. I had you this version. When you hear it, where does it take you?
It takes me to my kitchen and me playing it for my my family, and then yeah, that's one of my wife's favorite songs. So I always play that. She likes the Morgan Wallen version, and I like the Isabel version.
Yeah.
So
I put it on our TikTok when we covered Isabel about a year ago, and I put it on TikTok. And dude, it's such a battle. Everybody thinks Hardy wrote that song for Wallen.
really,
Yeah, dude. And people are like, "No, Isabel wrote that." Like, it's honestly one of my most commented videos I have on TikTok.
Really?
People arguing who wrote.
well, actually,
that
you know
song.
what I did? I watched the video the one where he plays it at Austin City Limits, and
Yeah.
people were just spamming the comments. Morgan's better.
That's what we
Then
got.
people,
too.
yeah, casuals.
We got to see him last year at the Salt Shed, dude. How crazy is
Isabel?
that as a venue now?
Oh yeah, I know. My buddy, he does the valet parking there.
Nice, dude. It was cool. It was a cool little venue.
That's where I grew up, right there.
Okay, right
Yeah.
down the street from the Salt Shed.
I grew up at North Avenue in Damon, so I grew up right there.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, in Chicago, if you ever drove down 90, there's a big old building that says Morton Salt on the side.
Mhm.
It's the old Salt building. They turned it into a concert hall. Badass.
Dude, you know the building where they used to paint Dennis Rodman's head?
Yeah.
I lived behind that building.
Okay.
Okay.
Every time we pass, I'm like, I wonder how many layers of paint you could get to see
You actually recently just said that. We just had this
Mhm.
conversation about that.
because he used to change his hair
Yeah.
color. And for a while, they were painting it,
Yep.
and after a while, they would just put like I think it was just like billboard or like cardboard or something.
Remember they made him stop because of the traffic
Yeah,
jams. They're
right.
like, you can't do this
Everybody
anymore.
stopped and take pictures, dude. Those were the days, man. I can't watch basketball anymore because of the Bulls in the '90s spoiled me, dude.
Yeah, I mean the greatest teams ever. Yeah.
That's
What do you watch now? I mean, it's like I watched this tonight. The game's on. It's like, hey, this is actually a pretty good series. I just got tired of watching LeBron versus Steph Curry every week.
Yeah.
Like, the
After
Warriors are just too good.
After we lost Kobe, I think that was like my last hair with basketball, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I saw, I met Kobe Bryant
Did you?
when I worked in LA. I ran a pizza shop or Italian restaurant. I ran an Italian restaurant owned by the Korean mob,
Oh, that's fun.
and yeah, it was actually really fun. And but yeah, Kobe came in after one of the games. They won they beat who did they beat when it was when they were in the championship run. He came in after the game and ate pizza. He's like, hey,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like we're like, why are you eating pizza?
That's cool. Love it. So most of these songs I picked are I think ones that you
Really nice guy, by the way.
covered. Dude, I've heard that. I heard he's amazing.
Awesome guy. Yeah.
Or was amazing. Yeah, but I've never heard anything bad about the guy. I always heard nothing but good things. So, hit the yo.
Oh, sorry.
That one came in a little hard. Riley Green, Grandpa's Never Die, man. When you hear that song, where does it take you?
I think about, I did a cover of that song. Yeah, I think it just reminds me of it's a really powerful song because how many people do you know that are just gone that you never get any time with them,
Yeah.
Because like I never had any I had one grandparent. I shouldn't say any. I only had one grandparent growing up. My grandmother, my crazy Cherokee grandmother, and she was awesome, but she was nutty.
Yeah.
So she's the one that played music with me, and but my grandfather passed away before I was born. My other grandfather passed away before I was born. He was gassed in World War I.
Oh, wow.
He was an old man when he had my dad. I don't know how. Probably like prostitution or something. But yeah. So like I never had a grandfather. So like it resonates with me. Like, yeah, it'd be cool if I actually could talk to him. And like in my family, my grandfather Bond, which that's my name, Bond. I'm named after my grandfather.
That's cool.
He's like the patron, like the saint of the like everyone's like that's like
Puts him on
my
pedestal.
mom wouldn't even call me that because she was when he passed away she couldn't even like function without him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like really hard because everyone in my family's named something Bond. Like my full name is Donald Bond.
Okay.
And so I use my middle name just because I liked it better.
Yeah, dude.
But like in my family, we have Donald Bond, Joe Bond, Gary Bond, Angelina Bond. Like everyone names their middle.
And their middle name is
That's
Bond.
awesome, though.
So
our kids have their grandparents' first names, so that's pretty cool.
I was gonna be James Bond, by the way.
Oh.
And then my dad, when my mom, because I had it was C-section, my mom woke up and there was like Donald Bond. My mom was like, "What the fuck?"
Did that call? I was going to say, did that call?
I was like, I could have been 007 my whole life.
That would have been
Instead.
cool.
That's cool.
You'd had some real street cred then.
Right? Yeah. No, I was going to ask you about your name. I totally forgot to do that during the show, so I'm glad we brought that up, dude, because that's awesome. It's cool to know that the family history like that too, man. All right, hit the last one. This last one, dude, I heard your cover of this and I was just blown away. That's why I'm throwing this in here. Love this song. Big one. Weary Kind, dude. When you hear that song, where's it taking you?
When I hear that song, well, I think about the wedding my buddy's wedding I played last year. He loved Ryan Bingham, him and his wife. Yeah. So I played that song, and then they came out to what is it, Sunrise? No. What the hell's the name of that song? I'm blinking on it. Her favorite song. So I played it for her to come out to the party. Okay. But that just reminds me of Ryan Bingham, and then I just remember watching that movie like all the time. I did watch that movie all the time.
Yeah.
He loves Jeff Bridges so much.
Yeah, dude. That's one of I love that movie.
It's so good.
That was a good movie. We should watch that movie
with the kids.
I don't think the kids would. But
no,
that's too slow for them. But
that was a good movie though. So, and there's another song. Oh God, Trace Atkins sang it from that movie, but he covered it afterward. Who was the guy that played in that movie? The younger guy.
Colin Farrell.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the one that was the opener all the time. I fell in love with that girl. Was that the same movie? Or am I thinking of a different movie? I think I might be thinking of a different movie.
In Crazy Heart, Colin Farrell was the guy that took his songs and got famous with them. Remember? He wrote and then he.
I'm thinking of Country Strong. That's what I'm starting to think of. Country Strong with Tim McGraw and Gwyneth Paltrow.
I don't think I've seen that.
That's another good one.
But the best is George Strait. That's Pure Country.
Pure Country.
Oh
yeah.
My God, dude,
you know they did a second one to that?
Yeah,
no,
but it was.
I didn't know that.
It was like one of those spoofs, or not spoofs, but it wasn't good.
Mine was what was the movie about? It was about a young girl and guy. It was a country movie.
It's like every damn movie.
No. Oh my gosh, you guys! It's a lot like Pure Country.
Is it with
Leighton
Meester? That's the girl from Gossip Girl.
That's Country Strong.
Okay,
that's Country Strong.
I think I've seen that.
I'm looking because there are pictures right there on my wall. I mean, she's barely wearing clothes, but that's Leighton Meester in that picture right there, and she was in Country Strong with Gwen.
By the way, I'm a big Gossip Girl fan. So.
Nice, dude. All right.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, I got my actress wall over there with what was that? Olivia Wilde, Leighton Meester, and then Rob Zombie's wife, Sherry Moon. She's crazy, dude. She's awesome. And of course, Ronda Rousey too.
All right, I'll get back to you.
What are you? Give us some hints.
She was like a waitress, or it was like open mic night, and
it's not the one with Lady Gaga, right?
Nope. No, this is from when I was growing up. So this had to be in like 90s, 2000s, early.
And you're gonna kill me with this now.
Yeah, yes. I can't move on. I have like a complex.
Exactly. That's why I can't move on. Give us some more hints. We gotta figure this out because we're getting ready to put him on the hot seat.
So wait, she's a waitress.
I don't remember if she was a waitress. It was an open mic night, and then they ended up like getting married super young. The girl, they were two girls, a blonde, and then the brunette. They were like girlfriends. Come on, is anybody watching? Somebody help me.
It's not Coyote Ugly, right?
Not Coyote Ugly. It's not Country Strong. Come on, name some country movies, guys. I know you guys know
I don't know, man. I was going to try Googling it real quick, but I have no clue. Like
Pure Country was
George Strait.
George
Strait.
Come on, somebody's got to know this.
He died. I feel like the main actor, he was like a young...
Coyote Ugly, Forever My Girl.
Sounds like a Nicholas Sparks book.
Oh. Nashville.
The song, title to the movie was the title of a song, a famous song.
I have no clue. We're gonna have to figure it out, and let them know next week when we do the show.
She was like a beauty queen. One of the girls was a beauty queen. The other one was like a waitress, and the beauty queen like wanted to be a country singer. And
is that Two Mean Girls?
No.
I don't know, man. Like you have me going crazy over this now because I cannot think of it.
Well, we're wasting time.
I guarantee you, I know my wife's sleeping right now. She guarantee you that she's gonna watch this and go, "Oh, it's this movie."
It wasn't Drop Dead Gorgeous, was it?
Nope.
That's what came up. I'm like, that ain't country music singer.
No,
or movie.
And I can picture she had on she wore red cowgirl boots.
I don't know.
I'm almost positive.
All right, you're gonna let me know.
We're gonna get it.
We'll let everybody know later.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
All right, let's move on. Hot seat. Here we go.
Go ahead and put that. All right, dude. So we're gonna kind of like what we just did with Melodies and Memories. I'll ask you a quick question. First thing that comes to mind. We'll go on. We'll try to do 60 seconds, but we never make it through. Ready? Oh, you already got playing. First CD or vinyl you ever purchased?
Mystical. Shake That Ass.
All right, I like that.
My mom threw it out the window when she heard the unedited version.
That was like me and the Offspring CD that had that stupid God whatever. And like the middle of a song, I'd play as loud as I could. That CD disappeared quiet. Where's your happy place, man? Where do you go to relax?
Relax. Honestly, my happy place is just I lay in my back room. I have a playpen set up for my child, and I just like to watch her play.
Nice, dude. Nice. How old is she now?
1.5.
1.5, dude. Best time.
Yep.
Best times are coming up.
5 years.
They say terrible 2s, but don't listen to it, man. It's terrible 3s, but those 2s are fun. So yeah, ours are 6 and 9 now, dude. Like the song says, don't blink. Like literally, it goes quick. Who has the best pizza?
Panino's.
Ooh, okay. Being from Chicago, that's cool. I was kind of curious where you're gonna go with that. Where's Panino's at?
So the one I go to is in Park Ridge.
All right, cool. We gotta check that out. We're gonna build like a pizza list one of these days. What's the wallpaper on your phone?
My child.
Nice, dude. All right. What's the movie that can always make you laugh?
I just watched it. Role Models.
Oh, yes, I love it. That's the one with
Taste the Beast.
Yeah, the Minotaur.
The Minotaur.
Minotaur, yeah. What was your first job?
First job was doing construction for my uncle's company.
All right. What's the oldest thing you own?
The oldest thing I own?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Probably my guitars.
All right. Cool. What's one chore you don't like doing?
All of them. I hate washing the dishes, but I do it anyways.
All right. What was your favorite childhood television show?
Oh, man. Probably X-Men and Spider-Man.
All right.
Animated series.
Hell yeah, dude. I used to have the cards too.
Or Boy Meets World. There we go.
Ooh, Boy Meets World. What's something that's on your bucket list, man? That's something that you want to make sure you do either in the music industry or not, but something that's definitely is a must.
It's going to happen. I've manifested it. Headlining Wrigley Field.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll be there. That happens. We'll be there.
Yep.
We'll definitely be down there on the floor, man. All right, well, we're going to get you to play a song. We got to do a little bit of switching of the chord real quick, and then we're going to set it up, and we'll bring Jillian and Bond right back on. You got me for right now while they switch chords. What?
Well, hold on. I found out the name of the movie,
Oh,
and I have to
no.
tell you
Hold
guys.
on. What is it?
Oh, no.
Hold on. You got to bring Bond up because I know you guys know this movie.
I got to bring you guys back.
Tell me
up
the
now.
actresses before you tell me the name.
Okay. Sandra Bullock. It was one of her earliest movies. Maybe not earliest movie. Sandra Bullock. Let me give you the rest of the actors. River Phoenix. Didn't I say River Phoenix? Maybe I said that in my head. River Phoenix. The Thing Called, remember, because I said he died. It's The Thing Called Love.
Oh, the Tom Hanks movie?
No,
that was
Now I don't.
The
I
Thing
don't.
Called Love. Okay,
was,
here.
I don't know if I've seen this.
Yes, look at. Don't you remember this picture?
Yes, I know that.
Do you remember?
She sleeps with his boyfriend, right?
Yeah, and then they get like in this big fight.
Big fight?
She like Sandra Bullock is like a beauty queen, but she wants to be like a country singer, and the other girl is just a waitress, but she ends up. That's it, Samantha Mathis. But then she can actually really sing.
I don't know.
I just thought of what is it, Son-in-Law?
Yeah, and remember he was kind of the goofy guy, the guy in the hat, and then the other guy was like the bad. River Phoenix was like the bad, the bad boy.
Yeah. I think I have seen. I know I've had to have seen it
Oh.
because my mom guarantees she used to
92.
maybe watch that.
92.
92.
How old were you in 92? I was only 10.
Well, I was 7, but I didn't say
I
I
was
watched
7
it
as
in.
well. Yeah,
I didn't say I watched it in 92. I just said I knew it was early 90s.
I was
It's like-
watching Major League probably.
I don't know. We might have to watch that movie. I don't think I've ever seen Think I'll Love. Dude, Major League was awesome.
Think
What's
I'll
your
Love.
one memory from Major League?
League.
When you think that movie, what do you think?
Isn't that the?
I always think
We wear caps and sleeves at this level, Vaughn.
Oh,
I could probably quote the whole movie for you though.
always the one where they're peeling the piece off of the ladies, the thing, and she's like naked underneath, and they pull each piece off every time they win a game. They pull a piece off of them, like the owner or whatever, the owner of the thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, to like reveal. Yeah.
Hey
Funny.
bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill, and he gets hit with the bat. Or actually, I think remember at the end where he swings it. Yeah, he's got 2 strikes, and Wesley Snipes is like, should have got a live chicken.
Oh man, dude, that's another movie we got to watch.
The kids, we could watch that with the kids. I think they'd like that movie.
somewhat. I don't know. Charlie Sheen gets a little.
Yeah, that's true.
We watched that growing
That's
up.
true.
Me and my brother. I don't know if we were supposed to, but we watched it every night. So
I think the most.
I think I'm thinking. I know what you're talking about now. I think I was thinking the kid movie.
No,
with
you're
the
thinking.
arm.
Yeah, you're thinking.
Oh, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
from
That's what I
Wrigley.
was thinking. But I know what you're talking about with Major League.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna take you guys off and let you guys switch your chords and do that. We're so this is, I was kind of talking a little bit about doing it in studio and having in studio guests. I know we ran a little bit over tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in with us. But what's cool is I think tonight's performance probably might be the best one we've ever had because we're gonna have the clearest audio. We have the guitar. What was that? I don't want to jinx it, but we have the guitar, everything being plugged in, and that's why we'll take a quick minute and do it. So. Yeah, I'm excited. How you doing over there? You don't have a microphone. I can't. I mean, I can bring your back up. You're just muted now. So, yeah, give us a minute, guys, and we're going to Poor Man's Dollar. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm excited. Go ahead and we'll sound check it real quick. Bring you back up. Yeah, so this is our first in studio that we've ever had where they're playing live because when we had Trevor and Joey on, they didn't play live.
you got it in there? Or no? Can you hear it?
That's what she said. Sorry, I had to say it.
Sorry. It could be. Should be it.
Why are you muting me over there? You have the power of the mute button? Oh, I say we need that for like our marriage. Just hit the mute button. No. All right, buddy. The only thing I got with this, you got to tell us like a little bit of the backstory. I mean, I think we kind of talked about it. Tell us where the song came from again.
All right, so this song's called Poor Man's Dollar, the ballad of Donald Lee. It's about my dad. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty much all the stories and all the speculation about the things that he did or didn't do, government agencies he may have worked for. So my father grew up in an orphanage in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I wrote this song because I used to have these arguments with sociology professors about this. I think that he is the how do I say it? The epitome of the American dream. He grew up in an orphanage, no money, nothing. Literally got his way out of destitute poverty, taught himself how to read, taught himself everything, self-made man. And so I just think that this is the kind of story we need to really be promoting nowadays. We need to give people hope, and we really need to remind people that you can make it out there if you really try and you really work your ass off. And that's what this song is about. And it's about doing crazy stuff.
I'm already muted, so have at it.
Oh man, dollar don't go as far. Oh man, dollar don't buy no fancy cars. Oh man, dollar don't pay for no fancy schools. The poor man's dollar's worth a little more. Don't you be nobody's fool. Spent a week down in the coal mines. I thought, well, this ain't for me. Head over to Nashville, start driving those big old limousines. Maybe I'll sell some pills, feel the thrills. Maybe I'll spread a little of that Mountain Dew. Maybe I'll fly a plane for the CIA on another day. Baby, that's what I do. Oh man, dollar don't go as far. Oh man, dollar don't buy no fancy car. Oh man, dollar don't pay for no fancy schools. Oh man, dollar's worth a little more. Don't you be nobody's fool. They call me hillbilly, and they call me redneck. I don't give a damn what you call me, long as I can cash their checks. 'Cause an animal is an animal. Don't be fooled by the clothes they wear. You can have your high society civilized. Well, I'll take that mountain air. Oh man, dollar don't go as far. Oh man, dollar don't pay for no fancy car. Oh man, dollar don't pay for those fancy schools. Oh man, dollar's worth a little more. Don't you ever be nobody's fool. That's it.
Hell yeah. So now you got to tune in to hear the full version on the streaming side, because the first 20 seconds was muted by accident. Sorry, we were doing some sound, and then next thing we know, Facebook doesn't have any audio. Good old Facebook. I'm gonna blame it on them. All right, we're gonna mute the cameras real quick. Switch to the audio cord. Oh, my camera's not up there. There we go. All right, I'm back, guys. We're gonna switch the audio, bring Jillian back on the mic, and we'll wrap up a little bit. But man, dude, what a song, dude! And we'll bring Bon back on and talk about it, man. But I kind of like it because he was talking earlier about Johnny Cash and the storytelling. That's just exactly what that song was. Just the storytelling with that song is amazing. And honestly, that's what we're fans of: is a singer-songwriter, the storyteller, and love it. Okay, y'all hook back in. All right. Slowly bringing them all back.
It should be good.
There we go. Look at that. See, that wasn't even that bad. Maybe we'll switch out the cord and you okay?
Yeah, I hit my knee.
Man, dude, yeah.
That was amazing. It was fantastic.
Awesome, dude. Just the storytelling was cool. I love how you brought your brought your dad to life on that song.
Yeah, very cool.
That was awesome. Dude, this has been amazing. I thank you so much for joining us tonight and coming out here.
My pleasure.
So it was cool having someone local and having them here in the studio.
It's so much different being able to talk to somebody face to face, you know?
Well, I think that's why we ran over too, because we were just like,
We're like, yay!
Yeah,
like,
we just
people
got
to talk
into it.
to, this is great.
Come on, talking.
I mean, everyone's great on the show. Don't get me wrong, but it is different having somebody in
I was enjoying having just a face-to-face conversation just about different things and everything. And I know we got off topic a few times, which was great. I loved it. Let people know more about you just as being an artist on two sides of the spectrum now. So, and then everything else. But dude,
cool.
Thank you so much. And we won't wish you the best, man, dude. We cannot wait. You're coming back down to Nashville July 9th playing our show. We're excited for that. And if you live here in Chicago, keep an eye out for this guy. And man, Nashville, watch out. If he comes down there, he'll be a force of reckoning, guys. Gotta watch out. All right. Well, dude, we're gonna let you go real quick, and then Jillian and I we'll finish this up. But thanks again. Any final words, man, before we let you
go? Thanks for having me, and I can't wait to see you guys in Nashville.
Hell yeah,
have
dude.
A good one.
All right, dude. We're gonna. Whew, that was fun.
It was fantastic, and we'll share all of your socials and everything as well.
If you check out the show notes, everything will be there. But man,
you guys can be able to find him on all the social platforms, the socials, or whatever they call them. Socials.
I'm glad we figured out that movie. That was driving me crazy.
Oh, I know.
Now we're gonna.
I used to watch it a lot as a little girl, which is probably not even appropriate.
I bet you if I watch it and be like, "Oh, I remember that movie."
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What we're gonna do to wrap this up tonight? Because normally we already talked about our first band shirt we wore.
Yeah, we kind of already talked about our hot seat question or our
I think she just
hot tech question.
I think you just pull a random card and we just do that to wrap it up tonight.
Oh, that's okay.
You don't like doing that because she like.
I like to filter the random questions.
Give me one of those decks. Give me one of those decks. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna before we wrap up, Jillian and I always like kind of doing like a little one-off thing.
I'll do it.
I want to do it because you're gonna filter through. This is what these decks are made for. So we normally just randomly draw two cards earlier in the night and put them on here, but we never really just random picked one. So we're gonna. Ooh, okay, all right. What was the strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
I don't even know.
Mine was a damn armadillo in Mississippi that I hit.
was going to say an armadillo.
That thing was rock
That's funny
hard.
that you said that. I've seen toilets.
It was like the first week I ever lived in Mississippi. I ran over a damn armadillo, dude. I thought I hit a bowling ball.
Yeah,
you seen toilets in the middle of the road?
I've seen a toilet in the middle of the road before. Like, I don't know if it fell off somebody's car, truck, whatever.
Fell off the truck. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, probably a toilet.
Well, guys, it's gonna be another crazy week for us. We're gonna be out and about all weekend or all week. Thursday night, we're gonna be in Chicago at the House of Blues. Actually, we're gonna be covering a rap show, so that'd be kind of interesting. And check that out. Michael Manelli is the artist. Friday night, I think we're just gonna be fans and go to a show. We'll see. We might go see Jordan Davis. I don't know. We'll see what's going on with that. And then Saturday, where we headed to Saturday?
Matchbox 20.
Her show. So
excited.
Been waiting 3 years for this show. Can be excited. We got the tickets.
We got
the tickets in 2020 for Matchbox 20. And then
COVID
hit.
Was it 2020?
Yeah,
3 years we've been playing.
Matchbox 20 was going to tour in 2020, and
Mm-hmm.
then it got pushed back 3 freaking years.
That's got to be a record. Don't you think? I'm curious. Actually, that's actually a good question. I'm actually curious, like for rescheduled shows, like for actual ticket holders, not like canceled tours and they're going to tour again next year. Like you actually had a ticket. Like how long has it been pushed out? Do you even know where? I hope you know where the tickets are.
It's on some Ticketmaster account.
Let's hope so.
I just know there's 6th row, so you'll be
Otherwise, we're gonna pull. No, it's because it's inside. We can't pull a Taylor Swift and sit outside.
No, yeah, it's inside. It's in Moline.
Yeah,
we got to drive down the Quad Cities. So
yeah.
Well, guys, as our interview with Bon Henry comes to a close, we can't help but feel a sense of awe and admiration for this talented singer-songwriter. His ability to express the complexity of human emotions through his music is truly captivating. From his powerful vocals to his poetic lyrics, Bon Henry is an artist who is unapologetically himself. His journey in the music industry is a testament to the power of passion and hard work, and we can't wait to see where his career takes him next. Thank you, Bon Henry, for sharing your music and your story with us tonight, and you left us inspired in all of your talent, man. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Everybody that tuned in, we hope you enjoyed the episode as much as we did. Don't forget to catch up on everything you missed from tonight and past episodes over at melodiesandmemories.com. And we'll be back next Monday with another amazing show. And I'll tell you this is our second artist that we're announcing for our July 9th show in Nashville for our writers round. So we'll see you guys next week.
The Melodies and Memories podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives us soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Jillian and Aaron connect more melodies and memories with the fans and artists they love. Thank you for being a part of this musical journey, and we will see you next time on the Melodies and Memories podcast with Jillian and Aaron Schreiber.